Thor and Loki's long-awaited MCU reunion might finally happen in Avengers: Secret Wars, but a new theory suggests their comeback could take a shocking and dark turn. Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston first took on the roles of Thor and Loki in Thor 2011, where they were introduced as Asgardian brothers, though it didn't take long to reveal that Loki was actually adopted by Odin and raised alongside Thor. Their relationship has been a roller coaster, but they eventually found common ground right before Thanos brutally killed Loki. Even though the original Loki met his end at the start of Avengers: Infinity War, the Endgame time heist created a loophole, allowing a 2012 variant of Loki to escape with the Tesseract. Over time, this version of Loki evolved into a hero in his own right, thanks to Loki on Disney+, making a reunion with Thor more likely than ever. With the multiverse saga wrapping up in Avengers: Secret Wars, it seems like the perfect time for the brothers to reunite. But if this wild new theory is true, it won't be all sunshine and rainbows. Ever since Avengers: Infinity War tore them apart, both Thor and Loki have continued their journeys in the MCU. Thor teamed up with Jane Foster's Mighty Thor to take on Gorr the God Butcher in Thor: Love and Thunder, while Loki went on an entirely different path, defeating He Who Remains, reshaping the Time Variance Authority, and basically saving the entire multiverse in Loki. With the multiverse saga set to wrap up in Avengers: Secret Wars, and Loki now the literal guardian of the multiverse, it's almost certain he'll play a major role in Phase 6. As for Thor, Chris Hemsworth hasn't officially been confirmed to return after Love and Thunder, but there's plenty of speculation that Thor 5 is still on the table, despite mixed reviews for his last solo film. If that happens, it increases the chances of him appearing in Avengers: Doomsday and Secret Wars, especially since Marvel is rumored to be bringing back heavyweights like Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans. So, a Thor and Loki reunion seems inevitable, but there could be a major twist. At first, you'd think Thor would be thrilled to see how far his brother has come. After all, Loki has gone from trickster to full-fledged multiversal savior. But a wild new theory from Fandom Wire suggests that Thor might actually be furious at his brother instead. Why? Because Loki, despite his newfound godlike abilities, hasn't lifted a finger to save the people Thor loved: Odin, Frigga, Jane Foster, and even Loki himself. Thor might see this as a betrayal, feeling abandoned while suffering through his losses, including his depression spiral in Endgame and the death of Jane in Love and Thunder. Loki, of course, would probably argue that messing with the timeline could cause even greater destruction. And while Thor might understand that on some level, the fact that Loki could have intervened but didn't might be enough to drive a wedge between them. This could make Thor an easy target for manipulation by none other than Doctor Doom, who, according to rumors, will be played by returning MCU star Robert Downey Jr. in Avengers: Doomsday and Secret Wars. If Marvel follows Doom's storyline from the comics, he'll be looking for a way to stop multiversal incursions in Phase 6, and Loki holds just the kind of power he needs. Doom could easily exploit Thor's resentment, convincing him that Loki isn't truly acting in the multiverse's best interests. This could lead to an all-out clash between the brothers, weakening Loki enough for Doom to steal his power and reshape reality as he sees fit. In this theory, Loki essentially takes the place of the Beyonders from Marvel Comics. In the 2015 Secret Wars event, Doom absorbs the Beyonders' power and creates Battleworld, a patchwork planet made up of destroyed universes where he rules as God Emperor Doom. None of the surviving variants remember their past lives, and Doom keeps them all under his iron fist. If the Russo brothers, who have hinted at staying true to the comics, stick to this storyline, Doom will likely become the ruler of Battleworld in the MCU as well. This could mean seeing multiple Thor variants under Doom's command, mirroring the Thor Corps from the comics, who acted as Doom's enforcers. The MCU has already introduced different Thors, like Throg in Loki and the many variations in What If, so the pieces are there to make this happen. If Doom assembles an army of Thor variants to go after Loki and steal his power, it could lead to one of the most epic conflicts in Phase 6. Instead of a heartwarming reunion, Thor and Loki could be thrown into battle against each other, with Thor unknowingly helping Doom in his bid for ultimate power. It would be an unexpected and dramatic way to bring them back together, one that fully showcases Doom's ability to manipulate even the strongest of heroes. Whatever happens, Secret Wars is shaping up to be a game changer for the MCU, and the Thor-Loki dynamic might just be at the center of it all. Avengers: Doomsday and Secret Wars could be exactly what Thor needs to leave behind the flaws of Love and Thunder and reclaim his spot as one of the MCU's greatest heroes. These massive crossover films might just be the perfect opportunity to reset Thor's character, making him more serious and battle-hardened as he faces one of his most dangerous foes yet, Doctor Doom. Since Thor is one of the few original Avengers still standing, it makes sense that he could take on a leadership role, stepping up where heroes like Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, and Black Widow once stood. The MCU's current lineup is missing an official Avengers team, with many of the core heroes either retired or dead. Spider-Man has gone off the grid, and others like Scarlet Witch and Clint Barton are no longer active members. That leaves Thor as one of the best candidates to lead Earth's mightiest heroes into battle, especially given his experience dealing with cosmic-level threats. With the stakes higher than ever, Thor could finally move past his comedic struggles in Love and Thunder and return to the warrior we saw in Infinity War and Endgame. Adding to the intrigue is the rumor that Robert Downey Jr. will return as Doctor Doom in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. This could hint at a major storyline for Thor, possibly putting him in direct conflict with Doom. In the comics, Doom becomes the ruler of Battleworld after acquiring the Beyonder's power, and he creates the Thor Corps, a police force made up of multiversal Thor variants. This means Hemsworth's Thor could either try to stop Doom from forming the Thor Corps, or in a dark twist, be forced to serve him. If the MCU follows the 2015 Secret Wars storyline, we might see a multiversal army of Thors, featuring characters like Beta Ray Bill, Jane Foster's Mighty Thor, and even a Mjolnir-wielding Storm. The possibilities for returning characters are endless. Natalie Portman's Jane Foster, Tom Hiddleston's original Loki, Anthony Hopkins' Odin, Throg from Loki Season 1, and even Party Thor from What If could all make appearances. Additionally, What If Season 3 is introducing a version of Storm as the Goddess of Thunder, so she could also be part of the Thor Corps in live action, possibly played by Halle Berry or Alexandra Shipp. The idea of a multiversal Thor Corps isn't too far-fetched, given how the MCU has already played with multiple versions of the same character. Loki introduced various Loki variants. Spider-Man No Way Home united 3 Peter Parkers, and Avengers Endgame even had Steve Rogers face off against his past self. Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars could take this concept to the next level by giving Thor his own multiversal crossover moment, bringing together different versions of himself to fight against or for Doctor Doom. And that wraps up today's video. If you want to stay updated on all the latest movie news, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. By doing so, you'll stay in the loop with all our future updates. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one.